A lot of people have issues with the difference between these words. I'm going to be showing you the difference between advise and advice, biannual and biennial. Okay. Now let's start with advise and advice. Okay. The first one is advise with SE. It's pronounced with a letter Z at the end. Advise, advise. Now, the one with letter CE is pronounced with a letter S at the end. Okay? Advise, advise. All right? So we have advise with SE, Z, advise, and we have advise with CE. Let's start with advise with SE. Advise is a verb. Okay? For example, we don't say, I need to advise the young man. We don't say, I need to advise the young man. We say, I need to advise with SE. I need to advise the young man. Okay? On the other hand, advise with CE, advise. This is the noun form of advise. Advise is a noun, okay? And you don't use it with an. For example, you can't say, I gave him an advice, okay? You can only say, I gave him advice without the an, or I gave him a piece of advice. Do you understand? I gave him advice, or I gave him a piece of advice. All right? And you don't say, I gave him advice. No, because advise is a verb, not a noun. All right? So you can't say, I gave him advice. You can only say, I gave him advice with CE. I hope that is clear. Let's go to biannual and biennial. What's the difference between biannual and biennial? First of all, note the spelling, okay? Biannual is spelled with UAL at the end. Biennial is spelled with IAL at the end. So biannual, biennial. Let's start with biannual. Biannual means happening twice in a year. So when an event happens twice in a year, we say it is biannual. Okay? For example, if an event happens in January and in August 2025, we can say that event is biannual. Okay? A synonym for biannual is semi-annual. They're actually similar, okay? Semi-annual means happening twice a year. Biannual means happening twice a year. But the difference between semi-annual and biannual is the time it happens, okay? Biannual can happen in any month within a year. But semi-annual, okay, has to happen every 6 months. So there must be a 6-month interval. For example, if an event happens in January, it needs to happen in July. If an event happens in February, it needs to happen again in August. In that situation, we call it a semi-annual event. Though it happens twice a year, but it happens every 6 months. All right, so biannual and semi-annual are similar. The difference is just that semi-annual must happen every 6 months. So there is a 6-month interval, all right, between each event for semi-annual. Now let's go to the last one, which is biennial. Biennial means an event that happens once every 2 years. Once every 2 years. For example, if an event happens in 2021, and then it happens in 2023, and then it happens in 2025, we can say that event is biennial because it happens once every 2 years. All right? This is different from biannual or semi-annual, which happens twice every year, or which happens twice in a year, rather. Okay? Do you understand? I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.